All right, all right. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Let me see. He said that boy going crazy, clean. Yo, let me know. Can you guys hear me or no? Maybe now. Can y'all hear me? He's about to bring his brother in here right now. He said, "Yo, Tito, how much is one Stylecraft Instinct and barber supplies?" I don't know, but you might want to check because tariffs, everything's going up pretty soon. So even yesterday's price probably is not tomorrow's price. So I would just call around and see. I learned something new from watching you every video. Great stuff. I'm fresh out of barber school, and you're about to take the test, bro. That's so cool, man. I love that, bro. Honestly, this is like the best career I ever could have asked for. Clean and blurry, nice. Trinidad, I just said that boy going crazy. All right, my next client's here. What's up, G? Don't worry, bro. All right, go back here. right, all right. Okay. So now y'all might be able to hear me. All right, I got a little break right now. If y'all have any questions, um, is any of you? Let me see. We got 20 people right now on the live. Are any of you guys in the mentorship? I'm gonna be giving the presentation tonight. I don't know if any of you guys are in there. Let me know. We got tonight in the mentorship program. We're gonna be talking about annual customer value (ACV). He says, I have a question. I'm a barber from the Atlanta area, so I haven't seen the new 245 Clipper yet. What's the purpose of the two-speed on the Clipper? So the two-speed on the Clipper, it's basically totally up to preference. Another Clipper that has that is the JRL. So from what I have experienced with it so far, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it on full speed the whole time. But if you actually here, let me switch over to this camera right here. Honestly, a lot of people aren't going to use the slow speed because we're just used to cutting with high speed clippers. But honestly, it's cool if you're going to be doing detailing. If you're used to cutting like with Oscar fast speed, for example, the fast speed years ago, that was a super popular clipper. Um, but if you like that type of vibe, you'll definitely be able to enjoy that slow speed. Most of the time, I keep it on high. I definitely keep it on high. I heard somebody on the mentorship call on, no, it was Bossio's Q&A in one of his lives that he did for the mentorship. One of our mentees in the Bahamas, he was telling me that he uses the low speed just for detailing. Like if you see like little dark spots in the fade, it cuts softer. Yeah, recommendation for a starter clipper. Honestly, I'm a believer in do it once, do it right. I'm not a big fan of having to constantly rebuy your clippers over and over again. I mean, the set that I'm using right now, the 245 clipper and the 245 trimmer, the budget is pretty beginner friendly. You know, compared to most clippers right now, this is still under $200, 199 for the clipper, and then I think these are 179. Last I checked, the 245 trimmers, man. If you have the budget for it, buy it once, buy it right. Um, back in the day, I used to cut with Walmart clippers when I first bought them. You know what I mean? But I had to buy it over and over again because they just got worn down. So I don't know. Brick by brick is totally up to you, but I would definitely recommend if you have the budget for it, just buy one clipper, one trimmer, man. You'll never have to buy it again. Gosh, a good explanation of it. Yeah, I hope that helped. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if y'all have any other questions in the meantime. Yeah, yeah, I'm actually gonna. Okay, here we go. Do you recommend for a first shop out of barber school going to a booth rent shop or a commission shop? Honestly, I think there's a lot of shops that are gonna work with you. The thing is that, like for example, us, what we do, we're a booth rent barber shop. But what here, I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the broadcast so I don't forget. Okay. So like headlines, for example, we are a booth rent barbershop, but when we bring you in, when you're brand new, we're gonna scale you up little by little. So Lex, this is one of our newest barbers. Let me see if we can. I'm gonna have you answer this question. How did we bring you on? Let me. All right, let us know if you guys can still hear us. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a quick comment. But he's gonna explain to you how
we scaled you on. So he's asking, is it better? Brand new out of school. You're a pretty new barber. So booth rent or commission coming out of school? How did we do it for you? What are your thoughts on this? Because you've been out barber school a year,
Yeah, about a
year and a half. So go ahead, you can talk to him.
So the question was if I
Speak up a little bit.
okay. So you said the difference between like commission and booth.
Yeah, would you prefer to go to booth rent or commission? What do you recommend for him? And you could tell him about how we scaled you up.
Okay. So how they did it, they did commission at first, and then after they saw that I had clientele, then they switched me over to to booth rent.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So just little by little, did they do percentages for you, or kind of just like tiered, like $100, 150, 200?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So tiered booth rent makes sense also.
Thank you, Lex. Let me know. Just I'm still getting used to the streaming software too, man. So if y'all have any issues hearing me, let me know. Yeah, but the thing is, man, like I'm a big fan of booth rent. When they bring you in, they're gonna scale you up slowly. You know what I mean? Your first week might be free. Your first week might be $100. But that's why it's important to make sure that you go to a shop that has heavy walk-in flows. Because you want to make sure that you have something to feed yourself with. And you'll build up fast, man. It's not gonna take no time. And our fades. I appreciate the content. I rewatch your tutorials daily, bro. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Unorthodox says also, do you guys have plans on opening in the Maryland area, bro? That would be super dope. Honestly, if we open up anywhere outside of Florida, I would see the next area being Texas, because like in our mentorship program, that's kind of where we train people to really be the kind of business partners that we want. I have the link for that in the description of this live stream. We have a lot of presence in like the Houston and the Dallas area. So if we were to expand anywhere, I would see Texas being the next spot, you know. But honestly, in the meantime, realistically, we're gonna be staying in Florida. But you could have a shop that's just as successful as us. Um, you set up your business the right way, you get some good mentorship around you, bro. Like we can teach you definitely how to run a good shop. And you can be just as successful as any of the headlines here. Any more questions you guys have, keep on dropping them in the chat. I'm gonna stay on live as long as we have questions and comments coming in. Bogdan said, "You were my inspiration when I started barbering, bro. Congratulations, man. That's so cool. How long ago was that? How long have you been?" Andre said, "I've been to your shop before. I stopped through on the way back from a cruise, so I know my boy Chris Loco. So I know my boy Chris Loco, the whole gang hung out with me at Atlanta a few years back. You had a blast. Oh, okay, I think I was here, Andre, right? I think I was here when you came in. That's so dope. Love your tutorials. Even watching you a lot. You explain very well. I appreciate that. I think that's something that was hard for me too, right? When we first got into this, like I didn't have. I mean, that's why I fell in love, like with Bosco's channel, for example, because the tutorials were just explained so well. 2 months I started doing it professional, bro. That's awesome. Hey, Bogdan, drop your Instagram, drop your YouTube in the chat so I can fin it, so we can get some followers going your way, bro. That's super dope. That's amazing, man. I love that. You were my only school, bro. That's so cool, man. I love that. Yeah, definitely drop your Instagram, bro. I'm definitely gonna follow your journey. Yeah, guys, let me know if we have any other questions, any other challenges. What's the hardest thing for you in your barber career right now? Is it maybe staying on time? Is it efficiency? Are you not making enough money? Like what's the challenges that you guys have going on these days? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Man, Bogdan, congratulations to you. Oh, Andre, you said I was here. Okay, dope. That's what's up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and tap off the live now, guys. If y'all don't have any other questions, but I'll be back on for my next bet. So I'll see you guys then.